Hey guys, what's up? Most of you are new, so hey, I'm Lexi, and for those of you who've already been here, thanks for coming back. Today I wanted to do just kind of like a chit chat, get ready with me. So I'm gonna drink my tea. I'm gonna do my makeup. This is just kind of my everyday, like legit everyday makeup. This is what I go to work in. I'm working today, and what I would like run errands in and stuff like that. So I just wanted to do my makeup and talk to you guys just kind of about like anxieties and all of my experiences I've had in my 20 years of life. So if you want to get ready with me and hear what I have to say, keep on watching. Yeah, I'm excited. P.S. This is like the best cup ever. It's a Yeti cup. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I just thought that I would give it a try. I don't really have much to say about anything, but we're going to do the best we can. So, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty in 110, and I'm going to mix that with my NYX Total Control Drop in Natural. I always say neutral when I read that for whatever reason. It's always wrong. But I'm going to put some of this all over my face. Yeah, it's disgusting here in Missouri, which I think it's pretty disgusting everywhere, just about. But everyone was freaking out about the weather yesterday. It's like, guys, this is Missouri. We go from 70 degrees to 20 in like a day. So, nothing new here. So I'm going to take the NYX foundation and apply that, or put it on my face. So what I kind of wanted to talk about was something that I think a lot of like beauty people tend to talk about. For instance, anxiety. Now, when people think anxiety, they think like, oh, she can't get out of bed, she's sweating and passing out and shaking and like rocking herself in a corner. Like that's not what it is per se. So you have different types of your anxiety. You have like your social anxieties, and then you just have like, I will be in the middle of like the store and something will come up and I will just like it's almost like I can't breathe. And it just hits you and you're thinking to yourself, like, what in the world is going on? Like, what just triggered that? And you have no idea. And like the people around you, like even people who love you, are just like, dude, just stop. Like, really though, like if you think that I could stop, like don't you think that I would do it? Like, I don't want to feel like this any more than you want me to feel like this. Like, I don't mean to be making a scene, but like, I do it in movie theaters too. I've stopped talking about it because you just deal with it so you don't like make anybody else uncomfortable that you're in the midst of a panic attack. But like in movies, I have to sit on the aisle seat. Like, I have to sit on the outside. If I am at a point where I don't think that I could get up and leave, I panic. And I don't like how people go about it. And it's just like, people think that depression is so much worse than anxiety. I get it, okay? There are a lot of people that I've known that have had depression and people that have been on medicine for it, and I get it. But, like, don't undermine what I'm feeling because you don't think it's as extreme as being depressed. Like, who are you to tell me the extent of how bad I should feel? Like, it's scary. Like, I remember when I was in high school, it was before, I think it was state choir. I was in choir in high school. And like our ensemble, our large group ensemble, was getting ready to go on stage. And I'm in tears. Like, I'm so scared at this point. Like, and it's not just like nerves. Like, if I could just feel nervous again and not have a panic attack, like, it'd be a miracle. I would be so excited. But I don't just have, like, I'm not just nervous. And I like went up to the teacher in that class and I was like, hey, like, I don't know if I can go up there. Like, I've got tears running down my face. We had just gotten a new teacher, I guess. I can't think of the word right now, in that class. And he's like, okay, like, I don't care. Like, all right, well, guess we're gonna fail this one, because it was like 200 points to sing on this stage that day, and I was like freaking out. And you just need to figure it out. Like, just stop. It'll be okay. So I did, and like I'm standing on stage, and like for some reason I can't say that I'm a hypochondriac because I don't think that I am. I don't like make myself sick, but like when it comes to like passing out and like getting dizzy and like stuff like that, if someone tells me that that could happen, I 100% of the time will feel it, whether or not I'm actually feeling it. So at the time, like when I had started choir, they said, okay, when you're up there and you're singing, don't lock your knees out, you'll get dizzy and you'll pass out. That is the worst thing that you could possibly say to me. What I started doing is like, I started like bouncing and like moving my knees and like doing all these things, and I'm like, I'm gonna pass out. Like, there was one concert I remember like distinctly, and I grabbed onto the hand of the girl next to me, and she looks at me and I'm like, dude, like I'm gonna pass out. And I'm like looking behind me for like a way to get off of these risers, because like how choir works is if you guys have ever seen, is like you're on these like almost steps, right? So you like have your people who are on the floor, and then your first step, your second step, and your third step, and you have like this sound barrier behind you. So all of your noise projects out to the audience instead of behind you or off the stage or anything. Like it all projects out. So if you're in the middle of these things, you can't get off. Like there's nowhere to go unless you like run straight forward and then run off of the stage. Like you can't do it. So I am like, luckily, off to the edge, and there's only like 2 or 3 girls to my right. And I'm like looking around, like looking for some way to get off of this stage, and I'm like bouncing my knees, not bouncing my knees, but like wiggling my legs, and like there are videos actually of my choir singing, and you can just see me like swaying and like moving, just trying to like keep my blood flowing because I'm gonna pass out. Like I was fine, but at the time, like it's so real. Like you have it in your mind, like that you are gonna pass out, like, and everyone is gonna stare at you and everyone's gonna laugh at you, and it's just so real. And what has helped me in like the past, oh gosh, like year or so, is something that I heard from actually Jaclyn Hill. She was talking about her anxiety, and she said, I when I start that, I just think to myself, what is the worst thing that can happen? Okay, the worst thing that can happen here is you pass out. Cool. You pass out, you wake up, everything's fine. Like, people are going to be looking at you, but it's okay. That is the worst thing that can happen. You're not going to die. You're not going to hurt yourself. You're not going to hurt anybody else. You're okay. Like, that is the absolute worst thing that can happen in this situation. And I don't know what it is about that, but it helped. And it helped knowing that, okay, this is the worst thing. This is all that's going to happen. If it happens, keyword there, because it never did yet, but that's the worst thing that can happen. And so that has stuck with me. There's all these one days. I've had all these days, but I remember the very, very, very first like panic attack that I had, and I didn't know that that's what it was at the time. Like, it was like a couple years ago, and I had just started dating him. My mom was out of town. I was at his house, and we were like hanging out, whatever. And like I get a call from like my aunt, who's watching my little brother, and she said, "Hey, like whatever, it doesn't matter." But I was like, "Okay, like I'll be there in a little bit." So I like get up, and for whatever reason, I'd been feeling kind of like sick to my stomach, and so I was like, "Oh well, maybe I ate something bad or something or another." And so I like got up, and I like got to the hallway, and I like hit the wall. And I like slid down the wall, and I was like so dizzy, like I couldn't hardly function. Like I literally felt like I was swimming in like molasses. Like I don't even know. Like I felt like I couldn't control my body, and everything was in slow motion. And my boyfriend comes out, and he's like, "Dude, like what is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know. Like I'm so dizzy right now." And I ended up like I'm laying on the middle of the floor, and I call my mom. I was like, "Mom, like I don't know what's going on, but I'm like so dizzy." And she's like, "You're okay. Like you just need to calm down and breathe a little bit." She's like, "You need to go help your brother." And I was like, "Okay. I'm gonna be okay." So I like, okay, well, we gotta go. So like we get in the truck, and for some reason, like when I first started these, what helped me was being cold. Like if I got hot, which hot is another trigger. If I get like hot and I can't cool off, immediate trigger. Don't know why, but it is. So I would start like turning the air conditioning in his truck like all the way to 0 and point all of the vents on me, turn it on full blast, like the max AC button. Like I rode like that for 20 minutes. We were going from my town to another town like 20 minutes over. And it's just like, I don't even know. Like I can't even describe it, but it was so, I don't know why that helped, like cooling me off, but I tried it, and I remember being so scared, and like, I had just started dating this guy, like, he's gonna think I'm an absolute, like, kook, like, he's gonna think I'm crazy, but he's still with me, whatever, but, I don't know, I hate how people undermine how you feel because they don't understand how you feel, like, it's so real when you're in the middle of this, like, you think that this is the end-all, be-all moment, like, this is it. Like, I don't know why you can't think about anything else. It just, you're so, like, hyper-focused on, my breathing's fast, my heart is pounding, I'm starting to sweat, like, it just, I don't know, I can't even really describe why it happens, because I don't even know, but I know my triggers, and I know other people who have talked about it, they have different triggers. It's just, like, you're just hyper-aware of, like, how you feel, and, like, normally, that probably wouldn't be a bad thing, but I don't know. It makes me anxious, like when my heart races and I like get hot. It's weird. It's just weird. And like I understand that a lot of people just don't understand it because, to be honest with you, I don't really understand it either. I don't know why it started when it did. Like it didn't start till I was like 17. Like I didn't do this when I was younger. So it's a recent thing. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a hormone thing. I don't know. And mind you, I'm not a doctor. I don't know anything about this stuff. Like, I'm just speaking from experience and doing the best I can. But, I don't know. I wanted to kind of just share my experience. Because I know a lot of people, my browser not having it today. A lot of people, like, experience the same things. Like, I'm not the only one with anxiety. Most definitely. And that's helped too. Knowing that, hey, dude, like, you're not the only one. Those are so not even close to even. Like, there are a bunch of other people who are feeling the same way that you feel. Just because they hide it better doesn't mean they don't have it too. And to an extent, I feel that everybody has a little bit. Like, you have anxiety about certain things. Like, some things just make you a little anxious. I just feel like people who have, like, full-on panic attacks have it just a little bit worse than the average person. But I feel like I got off on like a really long tangent and there was like 7 stories within like that one story, and I'm sorry if you got lost. I tend to do that. I'm sorry. That's a little better. But I don't know, I just want to talk about it a little bit because it's something that people don't seem to like understand. I'm throwing some highlighter and yeah. So I don't know, it's something that bothers me, probably more than it should, because you can't do anything about it. You can't make people understand how you're feeling. I'm gonna do mascara, but you do your best, and you try to, I don't know, hide it almost, so it's like, no, like, I'm fine, I'm tired, or I don't feel good. And, like, that's not a lie, because I know after, like, a panic attack, like, I'm so tired, like, I just want to nap, like, that second. Like, help me. So, I don't know. And, like, another thing that, like, I wanted to talk about is I read this the other day, and someone had, like, shared, I don't know, it was on, like, Facebook or something, and it wasn't, like, a fact or anything, but it was just, like, a feeling that someone put into words, and it just totally rang true with me. And I don't remember exactly what it said. But like, essentially what it says was, like, do you ever just feel yourself, like, slipping, and you know you have things to do, and you know you have things to get done, and you can't move. Like, you don't know what's wrong, you don't know what's causing it, but you have no desire to, like, talk to anybody or leave the house or anything, like, and I've never, like, what's the word, like, related to something like that before, but it is one of the truest things that I've ever, like, read before. And it is, and it just, like, there are days, and I don't know why, and, like, you can't. You can't. But, like, getting out of bed is a lot. Doing makeup, it's a lot. Like, you don't want to do anything. Wow, that's nice. And I found, like, one thing, which is weird, but one thing that really, really helps me with that is reading. And, like, I don't know if it's because, like, it's just an escape from that. Like, it's just like, dude, you're fine. You're reading, you're living someone else's life right now. Like, it's gonna be okay. And, like, I've even had conversations with people about it. So, like, I mean, close people, obviously, who know me. But, like, I'll be somewhere and they're like, dude, like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you okay? And it's like, you can't say yes because it's a lie. So I'm like, I mean, I'm gonna be okay. Like, I will be fine. And there's like, what's going on with you? Like, and you really don't even have an answer. Like, you don't know. I would tell you if I knew. Like, I promise you that I would let you know as soon as I figure out what in the world is making me feel like this. But I don't know. I have no idea. And that's an awful feeling, too. It's like, okay, so I go from hyper aware to not having any idea what in the world is going on with me. It's not very fun either. I can't say that it's depression because honestly I don't think that I have it, but there are some days where I don't have any desire, and I don't think that it's just being lazy either because I've been that too. But there are just days where, like, a simple task just seems absolutely impossible. And I get it, girl. But that's pretty much it. I don't know. Thank y'all for listening. It was fun. Looks like that. It's nice. Makes my lips shiny. Burns a little bit. Makes me feel like it's doing something. Thanks. That was a really long rant. Thank you for making it all the way through. But really, really thank you for watching. It really means a lot that you made it all the way through. I know it was lengthy. I got a little breathy in there. Hopefully my schedule will be a little more consistent. Working 2 jobs. I'm a full-time student. Gets a little crazy sometimes, but we're doing the best we can. So stick with me, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thanks. Oh, I got in my mouth that time. Close your mouth when you spray setting spray.